Hello ADOS, this is B-Jax with Black Views, and today my subject is going to be in reference to an article that was in the New York Times. And let's see, I have the article here. The article was written by Fara Stocktons, okay? And I'm just going to read through some of the article, and then I'm going to comment on it, okay? I'm trying not to make the video too long because I don't know if I can go over a certain amount of time, okay? So today, once again, we're talking about Fara Stocktons. She's a reporter for the New York Times. She put out an article in reference to ADOS, and basically the title of that article is "We're Self-Interested, the Growing Industry Debate in Black America. Why a movement that claims to support American descendants of slavery is being promoted by conservatives and attacked on the left." So right off the bat, right there, it looks like she's trying to make a statement as if we're you know, the things we're talking about, they are political, but who on the conservative side is really promoting us? And if anybody on the left side is batting us or they're against us, those are the coons and the sellouts. Those are the ones that basically are sitting at the table representing Black America, when in fact all they're doing is they're getting paid, they're living a good life, and they're being comfortable. And the only time they're asked to do something is when they're not going to do anything for Black people in America, and particularly American descendants of slaves. So that's pretty much what you see as far as Democrats. Now, what the Republicans may do is they may try to play a game where they're going to throw some people under the bus. They're going to throw some names out there, and they may use some things to their advantage. But once again, on either side, the Democrats nor the Republicans are putting anything or bringing any tangibles to the tables in regards to Black Americans. Okay, American descendants of slaves. Okay, descendants of slaves. When we say tangibles at ADOS, we're talking about things, and particularly for the American descendants of slaves. Don't get it twisted. Either you are or you're not. Either you are or you're not. Meaning that you have lineage to Americans who were slaves in America. In America. Not the Caribbean, not anywhere else around the world. Because in other places of the world, they have organizations and teams that are out there trying to gain reparations for those people. So in America, we were trying to identify for reparations for the American descendants of slaves. Okay, so either you are or you're not. It's not a hate thing. It's not a membership. It's not an organization. It's really not. There are people that are descendants from the slaves that were slaves in America, and those people are you and I. Many of us live in the inner cities. We are the direct ones in most cases that are the most incarcerated in jail. You know who we are. Everyone knows who we are. This is not a game. So it's not about a hate thing for any other groups. Every other group hates us, and the evidence is there. So let's move on to the article. I don't want to go too long on that, but I want to start off in the first paragraph here. In the article, and then I'll go through other paragraphs. In Hollywood, Harriet Tubman is played in a new movie by a Black British woman, much to the annoyance of some Black Americans. On the United States Census, an unwealthy Nigerian immigrant and a struggling African American woman from the South are expected to check the same box. Now right there, obviously there's something different, because if a Nigerian immigrant come here, there's a set of packages and benefits that are available for them immediately. When you're born in this country as an African American, there's nothing special there for you. It's fly or die pretty much from there. And you better hope you have some good parents there that are there to steer you along the way, to know right from wrong, to know that you must go to school, to know to get an education, to know to try to do the best that you can. Yeah, those are just normal things that family members do. So a Nigerian that comes here, okay, they either already have family relatives that are already set up and established for them, Shit, you born African American in America, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's anything established for you, and nor does anyone care. So there's a big difference. There's a big difference when you say a Nigerian immigrant and an African American woman are going to check the same box. Okay, and basically the article is slanted towards basically saying that ADOS is some type of hate group. We have issues, xenophobia. We have issues with other groups and so forth. And in actuality, it's none of that. All we've done is pretty much call out the facts that are going on with our group in particular, and displaying the evidence that can be seen before the world. The hatred, the mistreatment, just doggone criminal things that's been done to us over a very, very long period of time. In fact, since these people have set foot in America, built this country from the beginning to where it is right now, fought in every war. These people have been used as guinea pigs, basically to experiment for medicine. Every facet of the United States and its inner lining are us, ADOS. No, we just call it ADOS because it's their initials to American descendants of slavery. That's all they are. They're just like you say USA, United States of America. You say USA, American descendants of slavery, ADOS. That's all they are. That's all it is. When some people say Mexi melt, Mexican, Mexi. Hey, it's it. It's no big deal. Where I live at, I go up and down the street, our main street, and you can see all different type of businesses, all different type of groups other than us that benefit from us. How is that not racist? And they don't hire any of us. So before we try to blame ADOS members, I shouldn't say members, but the people who are ADOS, and try to blame them for some type of hatred of other groups, that's the last thing we can say. These businesses are in our neighborhoods. We patronize these businesses. These families, these are families that own businesses that bring in an immigrant once a year, and probably every 6 months. And that's why when you go into that business, that storefront, there's somebody there that, another one, bad English speaking, customer service is not good in any kind of way. Black people don't even know how to be treated as customers. Just, and that's what's expected in the black neighborhood. So let me move on a little bit with this the article here. Okay. All right, I'm gonna start right here. The group, which calls itself ADOS for the American descendants of slavery, is small in number. Listen to that. The group, which calls itself ADOS for the American descendants of slavery, is small in number, with active supporters estimated to be in the thousands. Now how can she say it's small in number when we know that African Americans take up 14 million? Remember, those African Americans are American descendants of slaves. 14 million. And she said they're small in number. Then she says, with active supporters estimated to be in the thousands. How does she have this data? Where did she get that information? How is that even possible? If we got 14 million, she just thinks it's thousands. But the discussion they are provoking is coursing through conversations far and wide. Those who embrace its philosophy point to disparities between black people who immigrated to the United States voluntarily and others whose ancestors were brought here in chains. I mean, yeah, those are facts. Some people came here voluntarily because they wanted a better way of life. And for everyone that came here voluntarily are living a better way of life. They are. It's better than it was where they left. They're enjoying that. Thanks to the people whose ancestors were bought in chains, who are still paying to this day from racism. Because those people that come here, they assimilate and they promote the anti-African American. They promote that business. They have to in order to gain the benefits that they get and they receive. So I'm going to read the next paragraph. Roughly 10% of the 40 million black people living in the United States were born abroad. According to the Pew Research Center, up to 3% in 1980, African immigrants were more likely to have college degrees than blacks and whites who were born in the United States. So, okay, so right there, they're telling you these people come here and they've been able to get on their feet, but they put nothing back into our communities. Nothing. In fact, there's a few of them on the Congressional Black Congress. There's a few of them out there. What do they say? What does the Congressional Black Congress say for black people? Period. Nothing. You know, everybody's talking about this the Harriet movie. Bad movie. Inaccurate information. They're depicting something that never happened. And then on top of that, it was put out there by Comcast. But that's another subject. So, okay. All right. So, going down further here, read my one article that New York Times is going to allow me to read. Let's see. All right. So in 2017, black students at Cornell University protested for the admissions of more underrepresented black students, who they defined as black Americans with several generations in the United States. There were a lack of investment in black students whose families were affected directly by the African Holocaust in America, the students wrote to the president of the university. So basically, the students were telling, this is what, once again, Ms. Stockton is reporting, this is in her article, and her research, she speaks of, in 2017, students from the Cornell University protested before the admissions, saying that black students are way underrepresented here. Okay? There's a lack of investment for the students whose families were affected by the Holocaust. Of course, no one wants to call it that. They want to think it's like a thing or something. But everybody else gets special programs for, what their Holocaust and things their people went through unjustly. So they have programs and things to lift theirs up. And we deserve the same. Reparations. We deserve the same, man. Look what they do. Look what they're doing to us today. Through our music, through our arts, through everything. Right down to shooting you in the street. All that's allowed. There's no uproar about it. We got murderers doing less than 10 years. They're being coddled by mammies and other people that basically, don't know who they are. And then when they get the opportunity and they get in those spots and places to do something for their people, they do the exact opposite, so that they can stay there, drive a nice car, German car, live in a nice house by themselves with a dog or a poodle, and people they can tell what to do. Okay, so then let me try to go down a little further in the article. It says the goal of ADOS two founders, Antonio Moore, a Los Angeles defense attorney, and Yvette Cornell, a former aide to Democrat lawmakers in Washington, is to harness frustration among black Americans by seizing the nation's shifting demographics. Now think about that for a second. She's saying we're harnessing frustrations among black Americans. But black Americans been frustrated for a long time. I really do think they have. I think they just didn't know how to decipher what was in front of them with Democrats and Republicans. You know, they both say the same thing about us. Look how they talk about us. They say the same things now. And for a while, we just been voting Democrats thinking that that was the answer. You know, a lot of people voted Democrats because their parents voted Democrats. So now they're saying that that basically ADOS is seizing the nation's shifting demographics. Okay, yeah, all right. Embracing their role as insurgents, Miss Moore and Miss Carnell held their first conference in October and had made reparations for the brutal system of slavery upon which the United States was built, a key tenet for their platform. So this is what the platform was about, the conference. So basically, I'm not going to read it word for word, but I just want to tell you that, you know, the article here was very slanted, very disrespectful towards the American descendants of slaves. It really didn't touch on what we were about, what we're trying to achieve, and more so try to throw us under the bus as being xenophobic, as being disrespectful to other groups, or basically trying to hijack an election so that Trump can win, because that's all they think about. They think about Trump, because Trump is talking about he doesn't want, you know, to let illegals in. You know, he doesn't. He's not down for LGBTQ, and for some reason, it's like if we talk about our tangibles and they don't agree up with what they want, then basically we're going with Trump, and that's a doggone lie. And we're waking up slowly but surely. There's a lot of people that's going to say that, yeah, that reparation stuff, yeah, that's not going to work. But what it's doing is it's waking up a sleeping giant. People are already ADOS. They are born into it. They're born into this debt. Okay? So I want you to remember. And check out this article. You know, it looks like the New York Times just hires anybody to do anything, and especially if they're going against black people. So Fara Stocktons is her name. Here's a picture up here, so you know who's out here. You know, these are the people that we have to look out for. Okay, some of us, like I said, they look like us. They're not on the same vibe. They look like us and everything. You know, who knows what she is? She may be mixed with black. She may be Hispanic. Who knows what she is? But she has the nerve and the gall to write an article about us. And what her opinions are, no facts. So if you're a young lady or a young man, check this article out and read it. Read it to your class. Read it to your friends. Read it in the street, man. Let people see how they see us. We got to be smarter than this. These people smile in your face. They tolerate you so they can rob you blind. Okay, ADOS. Thank you so much. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe. Trying to put out better material. Thank you for your time.